Persona 5 Royal. It's a game that I've played for about 9 hours so far, so I've gotten a little bit into it. Just beat Kamoshida. I know, I'm him. Persona games have always been games that I've wanted to play throughout my entire life, as I've always been drawn to the kind of art style that they have, because I've kind of been, well, at least to say, a weeb. I'm a weeb, yeah, it's pretty true. But I've kind of been pursuing, these kind of anime art style games my whole life with gacha games of sorts and stuff, but I was always very interested in Persona series, or in the Persona series, because people would always glaze the crap out of those games,
Damn, what is that, bro?
saying they had the best life simulation or something like that, and they always drew me, that's for sure. And I never really got my hands on one until now, because I've been perpetually broke for my entire life, even after getting a job, because college is so expensive that I haven't really had the opportunity to buy one. But somehow I managed to afford PS Plus at some point, so it dropped on PS Plus randomly, and because of that I can now take advantage of that to play the game. And I mean, so far my first impressions of it, they're pretty impressed. Overall, I've viewed it as a very fun game so far. I really like the combat system. I've always liked turn-based games in the past. I don't have too many great examples that I can think of off the top of my head, but things like Honkai Star Rail, that's it. That's all I can think about. Honkai Star Rail was pretty fun, I guess, back in the day, so, that works. But the combat's quite good. I like doing the manual combat. There's some automatic option, which I don't know why anyone would do that, because in my eyes, combat is a very important aspect of all these games. But the combat's very good, but I think that's not really what people focus on with the Persona games. I think it's more so the life that you get to live within the Persona game. Because something that I've noticed about the game that sets it apart from every other game is something in it called a calendar system. In other games, time passes as the game wants it to. Typically, days will pass at a rate that they think is acceptable for the story, things of that nature. But in Persona, things pass day by day. You don't skip any days or anything like that. If you're waiting to do an infiltration and you're going to do that in a week, you still live out that week in advance doing things. You can take that time to prep. You can go to a shop and gear up. You can go and get a girlfriend, which is what I'm currently trying to do. It's taken a while though. You can do all sorts of stuff in that game, and I think that's why people like it so much, because it's giving you a freedom that other games simply don't give you. So I very much look forward to, being able to get all the girls, get the harem route, and then, at the end of the game, get attacked by all of them on Valentine's Day, as I've seen that online. So that's probably going to be my goal for my first playthrough, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story develops as well, because so far it has me pretty interested, for a few reasons. One of them being, it's very emotional, as I've noticed. Other games, they oftentimes don't hit that mark with the emotional aspect of things, but Persona is doing a pretty good job so far, I'd say. It kind of gripped me in the emotions a little bit, in the feels, I could even say. And because of that, it's getting me pretty interested in the game's story. Another thing that interests me about the story is just kind of how wacky it is, in a way. Because while it is very serious, it's very wacky once you get to that other side of the world or whatever, and you're over there. You're fighting a guy and he's in underwear for some freaking reason, and he's got a cloak on, and that's it. And there's a bunch of booties everywhere, and the elevator has booties on it for some reason and all that stuff. I'm really hoping that there's gonna be less booty later on in the game, but you never know. I guess I couldn't exactly complain, but I've just noticed in Kamoshida's palace there's quite a bit of butt everywhere. He just really likes women, I guess, but it's a pretty wacky game, so it's got a lot of serious aspects to it, but it's also got a lot of very odd aspects to it. Aspects that make it so that you may not want to play it, when there's other people in the room, which is part of the reason why I've kind of not played these games for a while. But it doesn't matter, I guess, because the reality is the game is good, and I think we can all generally agree on that. I'm hoping that the rest of the game turns out well. One of the things that I am very curious about is actually going to be the length of the game. I've always kind of wondered how long Persona 5 Royal really is, because I've heard it's a pretty large game, but I just don't personally know, really, because I haven't looked at it online, and I don't plan on looking at it online because I kind of don't want to be spoiled on it. I want to figure it out for myself, but I am a little bit worried because the game says on PlayStation that I'm like 7% of the way through it, which is not much for 9 hours of gameplay. That would mean that I think I'd have to do this for over 100 hours to get done with the main story, which is a bit worrying, but I'll hopefully enjoy those 100 hours, or however long it takes me to do it, but I'm pretty determined on beating the game. And another interesting aspect that I've found with Persona 5 Royal is the fact that everybody hates my guts. Usually, I'm kind of used to playing a main character where I get glazed like crazy, and I'm very powerful, And, everybody just loves me. And, that kind of is true in one way. Whenever you're in that other world and you're fighting freaking, I don't even know, shadow things that you can tear their faces off and they become fairies for some reason. But you'd be fighting them, and I'm pretty strong, because I'm Joker or whatever. But otherwise, whenever you're in the real world, everybody kind of treats you like dirt. They kind of just think you're garbage, gum upon the shoe, things like that, because, you're a criminal. Because, how dare you freaking try to save a girl from being assaulted, I mean, in this world, like, come on. That's some criminal activity right there. Clearly, because you're a hardened criminal, as everyone can see, nobody really likes you in the game. They all kind of, be treating you like crap. Kamoshida being one of those main people, spreading all those freaking rumors. I hate Kamoshida. I'm pretty sure everybody does at the beginning of the game. If I didn't, I'd be pretty surprised because he is a pretty big dirtbag. Although I am curious to see how he's going to turn out now, because since I just beat Kamoshida, he's supposed to change or something. But at the beginning, though, spreading all those dang rumors about me, ruining my reputation already. And everybody just treats me like crap. Kind of harms my future prospects. But I do look forward to changing the perspectives of those around me in the game, because I think that's something that's going to be happening over time, and I've already seen it a little bit, where spreading the rumors about Kamoshida, I think, diverts people's attention from me, from hating me, and hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to get the general student to not be so mad at me for no reason, or being so scared of me. Hopefully this enables me to get more girls. Another thing that I really like too is the companions in the game. So far, I've only got 3, and I don't know if I'm going to get more. I probably will get different companions that I'm going to have to switch out in the game, but right now, I've got Ryuji, Ann, and Morgana. I like each of them individually for their own reasons, of course. Ryuji, I mean, he's my homeboy. This guy, I mean, he's great. He does spam the,
Are you for real? For real? For real? For real? For real?
line a bit too much, I won't lie, but, otherwise, he's a G, I mean, I just think he's a good guy on the inside, he may beat people up sometimes and, be a bit of a punk, but don't we all? You got Ann. I mean, she's just got a great, personality. Yeah, she's got a great personality. And then Morgana, I mean, who doesn't love having a cat on their team? And Morgana constantly denies that he's a cat, but he's definitely a cat. I mean, I've had plenty of evidence that he's a cat so far. He's literally even meowed like a cat a bunch whenever we found the treasure, so I'm pretty sure he's a cat. I have no idea why he thinks he's a human, but he's a cat. So I do look forward to any future companions that I may meet up with, but right now I am pretty satisfied with the current lineup, so if I lose them, I might actually be sad, which I think is good, because that shows that the game actually does its job. There's decent character development. There's just decent characters generally, and there's a decent story, decent emotional play to it. So I think overall, the game has left a pretty strong impression on me so far, and honestly, I'm pretty excited to see where the game goes, and hopefully I can beat it. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to, but I guess there's a chance that I might, die or something before I beat it, but if that happens, that would suck. But yeah, that's it. This is a pretty casual video that I've just made. But anyways, shameless plug, I'm playing this game currently on my Twitch channel, www.twitch.tv/crypticable45. That's my channel. It's the same name as this one, so it should be pretty easy to find. You can stop by and watch me throw. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.